on July 19th, coming on July 27th for $199, I believe, with a 2-year agreement. Now this is a dual-core Wonder Phone. I made up Wonder Phone. Let's just call it a super phone, whatever. 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon processor, 3.7-inch display, but it has an awesome camera, or so they say, and a physical QWERTY keyboard. Is this a device to get? If you want an Android phone on T-Mobile, we'll find out that and more in the unboxing. But first, special thanks to our buddies at Best Buy. They always hook us up with cool phones. I'm sure we're going to get some of these in the near future for use on One Paw Bandit games, so you win those phones. And they're all awesome. That's thanks to Best Buy. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you walk out working. When you go to buy this, or the Droid 3, or whatever phone you're looking at right now, you'll walk out working. They help you set up your web, your email, and more. Enough of that, let's get into an unboxing. myTouch 4G Slide. Is this a device for you, or should you go with something else on the nation's 4th largest wireless carrier? Let's find out. The myTouch 4G Slide is finally here. You know, we've heard rumors and rumors, as with all of these devices in today's wireless world, but it's finally here. It's going to be available on July 19th through a special web-only pre-sale, and then it's going to be offered in 2 colors, black and khaki, in retail stores, I'm sure on the online pre-sale as well, but coming to retail stores on July 27th, and I believe it's going to be $199.99 with a 2-year agreement. Now this device is pretty packed when it comes to features. 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon processor. It is 4G capable on T-Mobile's 4G HSPA+. It does offer 1080p HD video recording, and then it has the cool stuff that carries over from the myTouch 4G, like the Genius button, front-facing camera, and then a couple of other things. But 8-megapixel camera, dual LED flash. It's got some nice features here on the back. Incredible features, according to the box, and then advanced camera capabilities. And what's inside? T-Mobile myTouch 4G Slide, charger with USB cable, SD card, SIM card, start guide, terms and conditions, and more. Blah, blah, blah. You're like, open the box. So I think we'll do that. And one thing I have to say, I really like, again, you may not care, but I like the way T-Mobile packages their phones. It's kind of like corporate box that they use for all of their devices. Do you happen to like point, shoot, and share on T-Mobile's 4G network? We'll do that. We'll do that. Like I said, 8-megapixel camera though, but it's supposed to be a super awesome camera. That's on the press release. That's an Aaron Baker term. Super awesome camera with 0 shutter time, 0 lag in the camera, next to nothing. Terms and conditions, return policy, limited warranty, handset recycling, start guide. Then of course you get your USB cable and your AC adapter module without the HTC logo, but with the myTouch logo. It's a little bit different there. If you're keeping score on what's different from this versus some of the other HTC devices on the market right now. Ooh, left a screen cover on it. Listen to that. That was no fun. No real sticky noise on that one. But you can see it's a good looking device and actually looks a lot like the original myTouch 4G. The only difference is obviously that, and then a little bit of a difference to the way the back looks with this metal kind of thing below the camera here. 8-megapixel camera, like I said, 1080p HD video recording, and over here, micro USB charging port and your volume rocker. And over here, camera shortcut button, 3.5mm headphone jack, and power button up here on the top. So you got this nice little green kind of accent over here on the side. And let's see what the battery is on this bad boy before we start it up and start playing with it. We have our SD card. 8GB SD card comes with it out of the box. And you have a 1,520 milliamp hour battery. So I usually complain if it's anything under 1,500. They must have heard my complaints and been like, we're not going to ship this with anything less than a 1,500 milliamp hour battery, because Aaron Baker said so. So that is, my friends, is why they have a 1,520 milliamp hour battery. 4-row QWERTY keyboard here with a dedicated row for spacebar and popular or commonly used symbols like period, comma, and then your Genius button, symbol Alt, and then your home button and your equivalent of your right click here, your menu button as well. So Genius button on here, Android 2.3 with HTC Sense. Now it does have the same lock screen as Sense 3.0, but I don't want to quite call it Sense 3.0 because there are some differences between it. So I feel like, you know, HTC's probably labeled this like Sense 2.1 with T-Mobile myTouch 4G customizations, you know, some sort of specific way that they're calling it. But you can see over here when it turns on, you can see the typical ring to unlock, but it does not have the shortcuts like the Sense 3.0 devices, like the Sensation 4G and the Evo 3D do. So a little bit of a difference there, but again, dual-core Snapdragon processor at 1.2 gigahertz, 3.7-inch Super LCD, and it's really a good-looking LCD as well. I'm going to hold it up closer to the camera so you can kind of get an idea, even though obviously the lens isn't really going to do it justice. 480 by 800 pixels, and it is Sense 3.0. Okay, I'm actually looking over at the press release and cheating a little bit because I wanted to see if they listed it, and it does say built with HTC Sense 3.0, but it is a myTouch version of HTC Sense, so it's a little bit different there. So I open up the ring, and you can see immediately down here at the bottom, it's a little bit different. So all the apps, unfortunately, they've kind of gone with the typical Sense 3.0 look here, and they've kind of done away with the myTouch icon button. Now you can see that the icons are kind of boxed off here. That is reminiscent of previous myTouch devices. But when you go into the menu, they're not boxed off like they were in previous versions, the myTouch 4G and the myTouch 3G slide and myTouch 3G. So there are some differences there. Now one thing I found is particularly interesting when I've been working with this, the 4G keeps cutting in and out. Watch the video while we shoot it and you'll see the 4G indicator pop on, pop off. I feel like the data is cutting in and out. I don't know if that's a setting that they've done incorrectly on the demo SIM card or if it's actual device issue. I'll keep monitoring it and we'll let you know. But you can see here, typical Sense 3.0 look. We can go down here to quick settings, if I can actually press the right button. There we go, and you can see Wi-Fi, mobile network, Bluetooth, GPS, Wi-Fi hotspot, and then it comes with HTC's Task Manager. So no more downloading Advanced Task Killer from the Android market. You have one built in, and that kind of helps solve that problem that's going around in the industry right now as to whether task killers are effective. Now there are 5 home screens, but it's interesting. I want to go into settings and see if I can change that like I could on some of the original myTouch devices. So let's see here. You got your typical personalization menu. It is a little bit different. It's not as colorful. It's black and white. And you have themes and wallpaper, and that's it. So no option to change that unlock or that lock screen, rather, add weather, add friend stream like you can on the Sensation and the Evo 3D. So it is missing out on that. You do get your themes though. So you do have a couple of different options here that you can choose from: Brooklyn, Jazz, Retro, Spring, etc. We'll apply Spring. Why not? I did not mean to click that. That's okay. We're going to apply Spring because it's hot as garbage outside and I'm ready for the spring. So anyway, there's spring, and you can see the color differences as well. Out of the box, Bejeweled 2, T-Mobile's Highlight, Kid Zone, Netflix out of the box, T-Mobile's My Account and My Device, Polaris Office, Setup, T-Mobile Mall, T-Mobile TV, Quick Video Chat, and of course Wi-Fi calling and Wi-Fi hotspot, which at this point is becoming T-Mobile staples. So let's see here. Scroll down through here and see if I can change maybe the display. Let's see what we can find there. But I was going to see if I could change that menu around, but I don't see. Let's see personalization again just to see. I don't see an option to change that. Just ringtones and your widgets, apps, shortcuts, and folders. But unfortunately, it looks like 5 is all you get in terms of the home screens, and not 7 like typical Sense 3.0 devices. But anyway, good looking keyboard. The keys are spaced well. They're island keys, so there's space in between them, and they're kind of chiclety in feel. So we'll go into message here, and we'll go to this T-Mobile message is perfect, and you can see what it looks like on both sides. So we'll go over here and we'll open this up, and we'll say the quick brown fox is ready for a nap. Brown Fox is ready for a nap. And again, even though it's a smaller display, 3.7 inches as opposed to 4 inch on the Droid 3, or 4.3 inch on the Droid X2, or 4 inch on the T-Mobile G2X, it's a decent display with quite a bit of usability. So it's a nice, maybe a sweet spot for people that are like, the iPhone's too small, but the Infuse 4G is way too honking big. You do get a nice balance in 3.7 inches. So anyway, HTC Sense keyboard here, and then we'll go into input method, and then you can get swipe as well. And then of course your physical keyboard, and we'll do a test on that one. The Quick Brown Fox. Not Quick Brown, Fox is thirsty, which I actually just used in the Droid 3 videos. So I feel like I'm kind of copying myself. So I'm going to say the Quick Brown Fox is happy. How about that? Quick Brown Fox is happy. So you've got that there. And the keyboard, is pretty easy to type on. I feel like there's a little bit of resistance on the keys. Hopefully with a lot of use, that'll go away and the keys will be a little bit easier to type on. But all in all, there's enough space between them. The way they're angled makes it pretty easy to type on. Not the best in the industry by any means, but definitely good if you need that QWERTY keyboard and you want to stay on T-Mobile. And also they've done a good job of preserving the overall size of this device, even though it has a full QWERTY keyboard. Now, is this a device to get on T-Mobile? Should you go with the G2X or the Sensation 4G? Keep it locked on the site, because we're going to find out that and more in the review and future dogfights with the T-Mobile myTouch 4G slide. Keep it locked on the site, and be sure to like us on Facebook. In the meantime, at facebook.com/PhoneDog, we're giving away a bunch of tablets, touchpads, iPad 2s, Transformers, and more. It's part of the greatest tech giveaway ever on facebook.com/PhoneDog. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. Keep it locked to the site for continuing coverage. We'll see you next time.